Hey guys, SubSim again here. Uh, in continuing my series on communication and how I promise it will eventually relate to what's going on currently. But for right now, I'm trying to work out a progression towards where I'm going and what my intentions are with all of this. So, where are we? First, verbal, nonverbal communication, and then we was talking about rhetoric, right? And so next there was ethos, which was a an argument based in credibility. There was pathos, which was an argument based on emotion, and there was logos, which is an argument based in facts. Okay. So I said before, the logos thing, right? Like that's facts. Facts are not logic in and of themselves nearly as much as they are the groundwork for a logical argument. Does that make sense? Like, for example, I only like black coffee. I don't like it with sugar. I don't like it with cream. I like my coffee black. I like the bitter. I like to taste it strong. I like it to be hot, quick, and in a hurry. Helps with my sugar a lot. Just pointing that out for anybody with diabetes out there. It really does help to regulate your sugar, so you need less insulin. That's beside the point. I like my coffee black. This is a fact. It would be reasonable to assume that if I make coffee for myself, it's always going to be black, right? So I can say, I like my coffee black. I can then say, I had coffee this morning. Okay? This is also a fact. I did have coffee this morning. What fact can you come to based off of that progression? Think about it. The fact that you can reasonably come to is, I had black coffee this morning. Right? Because I like black coffee and I had coffee. Therefore, I had black coffee. That's logic. Logic has to do with building upon facts that are either already known or can be proven one way or another, right? And once you show something to be true, you can then use a statement which is understood to be true and use it as a groundwork to build something else on, and then something else, and something else, and something else, and something else. The term logical fallacy has to do with, what if one of those facts fall apart halfway through? What if I were to tell you that I like black coffee and then I were to tell you I always put sugar in my coffee? Actually, let's just say I always put milk, just to make it consistent. I always put milk in my coffee, but that changes the color, right? It ceases to be black coffee once I put the milk in it. I'm not telling you, I'm telling you on one hand that I like black coffee. I'm telling you on the other hand that I always add milk to my coffee. It doesn't matter what statement I state next. It cannot come as a logical conclusion of those two statements because they contradict each other. One of them cannot be true unless I also include information like, I have to have dairy. So if I were to, for example, say, I like black coffee, I always add milk to my coffee. I had coffee with milk this morning. That would be a logical fallacy, because I've told you that I like something, but I don't do it that way. Well, that's stupid. That doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not reasonable that I would do that. On the other hand, if I were to tell you I like black coffee, but I need dairy for my diet, it would be reasonable to assume that even though I like black coffee, I add the dairy to my coffee for a completely separate reason. Then it would be reasonable that I would drink coffee with milk in it this morning. Logic has to do with building groundwork. You make a fact, you state a fact, you prove something to be true if it needs to be proven. Once something is proven or accepted, as the case may be, for example, you don't actually know that I like my coffee black. I've told you I did, but I could have lied to you. I really could drink scotch in the morning, or tea, or beer, or water, or juice. I could have lied. I might not drink coffee at all. The fact that it's a true statement is based purely upon rhetoric. I'm telling you this. I am the only person, I am the only person in the world that has the credibility to tell you what I like. Me. Not you, not anyone I know, not my friends, not my lovers. No, they can't do it. Why? Because they're not me. I am the only person that has the ability to do that, because I am the only person that can speak for myself. So, when it comes to a personal argument, a personal truth, I am the only person who can have ethos, can have credibility to make a statement concerning something that is true for me, but not necessarily for everyone else. So you see what I said before. There is a thing with rhetoric and logic. They work together, they flow. We're going to get into that in the next video, but that's not the point of this one. I just wanted to make the point early, because again, this is a series. This entire series is working off of itself. Okay? So, communication is verbal, nonverbal. Rhetoric is ethos, which is a credibility argument. It is pathos, which is an emotional argument. And it is logos, which is facts. Facts are not the same as logic, but you must have facts in order to have a logical argument, because facts are the framework on which logic is built. Does that make sense? Again, As I stated in the previous video, if you have any questions, if you want this explained any further, if you would like sources for what it is that I'm talking about, I will be overjoyed to provide you with academic books, references to things online, things like that that will explain this in more depth than what I'm going into, because this is not intended to be long-winded and exploitive. It's intended to be quick and run through, just so you understand what my progression is, so that you understand what I'm getting at when I start using words like rhetoric and logic and ethos and pathos later on in this series, when I get to what's going on politically concerning communication. Okay, that's all I have for right now. Again, as with every video, thank you guys so much for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button, click the like button. Go down there and comment, tell me what you like or don't like, so that if you communicate with me, I can turn around and communicate right back to you. If you would, click that more button if you can afford to. I know that times are tough right now, but I sure would appreciate anything that I can get, because this is my job right now. It's all that I have. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I'll see you next time. Thank you a lot.